Karuga. Kapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember the 50 waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. False word. Important things are needed new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a seaport factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest.
With a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karuga.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5, Kapla. Welcome to Bed Life for Monday, Cyber Monday, November 28th, 2022. I hope you are looking for the very best deals you can find online, because that is your duty, to spend all that money that President Biden has sent you. You have, because of the foresight, the wisdom of President Biden, President Kamala Harris, President Nancy Pelosi, and all the other presidents of the Democratic Party that's kept this nation strong throughout these trying times. I've clearly been taking too much of my own medication, prescribed by President Biden. Anyway, welcome, not Ryan Johnson. Says hello in Kapla. Hail Karuga. Hail Karuga. LDG, hashtag free the net, says yo. Welcome, LDG. Richie Poole, welcome, Richie Poole. Says, I am in the mood for a scrambled eggs omelet, you son of a bitch. Richie Poole. So you do not know the fire in which you play. You have no idea the friendships that have been lost, the people that have been sent crying home, all of the battles that have been waged in the last 24 hours over the definition of a fucking scrambled egg versus a omelet. Okay? There's a difference. There's a fucking difference between an omelet and a scrambled egg. And if you don't understand the difference, I can't fucking help you. Okay? I'm sorry, but you can Google omelet, you can Google scrambled eggs. You'll get a million different pictures of both. And if you can't figure out the difference, then you're just too far gone. Right? You're just too far gone. Like Salty Tracker. Okay? This past Sunday on Church Life, Salty Tracker mentioned, how some movies weren't Christmas movies. Die Hard. how Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie. Now, listen, I'm a reasonable person. I believe Die Hard is a Christmas movie. But if you believe Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, I can understand that. I don't agree with you, but I at least agree that you have probably valid reasons on why you believe that. Okay? And I get it. And we can live a happy life. We don't have to agree on everything. But if you tell me Home Alone isn't a Christmas movie, now I've got problems. Now I got problems. Because Home Alone is pretty much a Christmas. It is a Christmas movie. I very hard. But this is the internet. And there's some crazy people out there. Darren Wagner, Flat Earth, you know. But I've learned. And that's why I asked Salty before I was thinking like I'd make a video. I could have 15 reasons why Home Alone is actually a Christmas movie. I was seeing everything. But I said, wait, Joe, wait, Bird, before you put in all that effort for something that's going to be completely and utterly wasted. Ask Salty one more question. Okay. If Die Hard's not a Christmas movie and Home Alone's not a Christmas movie, does he at least believe A Christmas Carol? Right. That's the movie with Scrooge and the ghosts of Christmas past, right? Christmas past, Christmas future. Is that at least a Christmas movie? I mean, it's fucking in the title. The description of every fucking thing is this is a Christmas movie. Is that at least a Christmas movie? And to that, he also said, perhaps to his credit, no. To him, it's not a Christmas movie. It's not a Christmas movie unless it's about apparently Jesus Christ himself. So you know what? I said, okay. I took a step back and I said, you know what? There's no point in arguing what a Christmas movie is to Salty, because Salty is clearly not so psycho crazy, and there's just no point in arguing with a crazy person. Unless it's about scrambled fucking eggs. Because even the nutsest, craziest, stupidest person on this planet needs to know the difference between scrambled eggs and a fucking omelet. Okay? If the eggs are flat, it's a fucking omelet. If the eggs are scrambled, fluffy, those are scrambled eggs. The act of fucking wisping the egg in the bowl with the yolk and whatever else you put into it, that's not scrambling. Scrambling happens on the pan as you cook it. As you cook it with a spatula or a fork or your fucking hand, whatever you use to make the egg take shape, that is the act of scrambling the egg, not the act of wisping the broken yolk and the butter into, the egg mix. The egg mix doesn't matter. It's the preparation once it's on the grill. That's what separates an omelet from scrambled eggs. Okay? That's what it is. And McDonald's, they have 3 different types of eggs. They have scrambled eggs, which come in their big breakfast. They have their poached egg, which comes on their Egg McMuffins. And they've got their folded egg, which is an omelet, which comes on their bagels and their McGriddles. Okay, any breakfast sandwich other than, and their biscuits. Any breakfast sandwich other than an Egg McMuffin uses the folded egg, uses the omelet. And the scrambled is only in the big breakfast. And they're all fucking delicious. Every single one of them is delicious. Just for different reasons. John Araki says, quattro, John Araki. He says, I'm in the mood for an egg McMuffin and a Mamo Pray Tale. Oh, thank you, John. Well, everybody's always in the mood for a good egg McMuffin. And I'm sure everybody's always in the mood for a Mamo Pray Tale. Unfortunately, as McDonald's found out when they started serving all-day breakfast, if you make it available all day, every day, it loses some of its magic. So, like that, Mamo Pray Tales have to be curtailed a bit. But anytime Mamo Pray wants to tell a tale, she is welcome to.
I'm sorry. I'm in shock. I can't tell any tales today.
Mamo Pray's in shock.
I can't.
She can't tell any tales today.
It's like it baffled my mind.
It's baffling her mind
that someone doesn't understand the difference
that the
between
the scrambled egg and omelet debate rages on. Mamo Pray can't see past it. John DeMarco says, greetings all. Greetings, John. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike. Mike Richards says, according to Paul McCartney, the first draft of yesterday was scrambled eggs. Oh, my baby, how I love your legs. What? John Meyer says, hello all. Welcome, John. And yes, you got your wrench. Welcome to the newly wrenched John Meyer. Dr. Alex Kapla, Dr. Alex says, Kapla Bird, I hope you are well. Dr. Alex, it's been a rough couple of weeks, and it's not showing any sign of getting better. Joe Biden with a $1.49 donation said scrambled eggs and an omelet are the same thing. You saying they aren't is white supremacist threat to American democracy. Hail Karoga, number 22. Happy Halloween, everyone. Happy Halloween, Mr. President. Well, we're going to see a white supremacist threat to American democracy before the stream is over. I have a hunch. "47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47. Bradley Briggs says, zup, y'all. Zup, Bradley. Yvette says, good evening, Bird and everyone. Just made it. Was stuck in a meeting. Welcome, Yvette. Glad you made it. I can only imagine the meeting and what terrible elementary particles or micro singularities you're going to turn on Large Hadron Collider to cause destruction of the planet. I mean, yes, welcome. Welcome. Moxley fan says, Kapla Bird, hope you and the family are doing well today. Thank you, Moxley. The Random Menace uses his 26 months, 2 years, 2 months as a friend of Karoga super chat and says, Bruce Willis said that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. This clearly shows that even actors can be wrong because Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Absolutely, it's a Christmas movie. And absolutely, it's proof that Bruce Willis, even the great Bruce Willis, is still at best an actor. And that's why we don't really put much faith in what actors have to say, right? If Well, we just don't. We just don't. They like to play pretend. Some of them are very good at it. Some of them get a lot of money to play pretend. But when it's all said and done, we're there to watch them play pretend. We're not there to watch them, argue great works of philosophy. Moxley fans, as we, the people, are here to say Die Hard is a Christmas movie, as is Home Alone. Okay, Home Alone, by the way, absolutely a Christmas movie. Okay, there wouldn't have been a crime spree if not for Christmas. All the people were leaving. They were leaving the neighborhood for Christmas, and that's what got the two thieves to go to everybody's house to pretend they were cops and seeing when people were going to be leaving and case the joints. So if it wasn't for Christmas, that wouldn't have happened. Okay, if it wasn't for Christmas, there wouldn't have been all the fucking extra family members in the house. So Kevin wouldn't have had to sleep in the attic. He would have been in his bedroom and he would have woken up despite the fact that the tree fell and the electricity went out. Okay, and if there hadn't been Christmas, there would have been plenty of extra planes, flights, so they wouldn't have had to worry about getting back to Chicago from Paris. It would have just been, yeah, we'll book you on the next flight and you'll be there really quickly. Also, presumably, there would have been neighbors around that he could have gone to, to get help. Also, he wouldn't have believed he could wish his family away, if it wasn't Christmas time. He thought he wished his family away as a Christmas miracle. Okay, if you don't wish your family away for Easter, you don't wish your family away on any other fucking Tuesday night. It had to be Christmas. Then all the scenes that were all holiday scenes. You had him going to the stores. You had him meeting Santa, and that changed his mind on certain things. You had the old man who looked like Santa to a point. His life got changed because Christmas. He only called his daughter because it was Christmas time. The whole fucking rocking around the Christmas tree, that whole setup that confused the robbers the first night, that was Christmas. Okay, that all the things he could have done couldn't have been done during any other time of the year. Okay, it was absolutely required to be done during Christmas. Professor Brainy Specs says Biden hasn't sent me squat. Well, Professor, maybe it's because you're a librarian, and he doesn't like librarians. Cinnabon Bunny says hello, Cinnabon Bunny. Welcome to a True Champions live stream, Cinnabon. You clearly watched you play poker last night. Not a true champion, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. Also watched you play City Skylines this week, and you confused the sign for no sewer with no garbage, and you let an entire city be destroyed because all they wanted was a sewer pipe, and you were trying to put down garbage dump, which you couldn't even have until you got 300 people. So why the hell would they be complaining for a garbage dump, which they couldn't even have yet? That's not how the game works, but it's okay. It's okay, Cinnabon. One day you'll learn from true champions such as myself, and then you'll have, you'll be doing better. You'll do better. Professor Brainy Specs says, kapla, Professor. Richie Poole says, all hail President Biden in all his glory. Yeah, I figured you would. I figured you would. Cinnabon is the conspiracy bunny, says John DeMarco. Mike Richards says more Kurogan propaganda. Professor Brainy Speck says, yep, Richie Poole making no sense joke. He means President Biden, not me. Dr. Alex says, buy Grafthar. What a saving. Yes. Yvette says, Richie Poole, we need to have words about the scrambled omelet. John DeMarco, hashtag egg rant. Early bird rant, says Richie Poole. Yvette says, Home Alone is a stupid movie. You know, it could be stupid. I don't think it's stupid, but I understand why some people would say that. But it's still a Christmas movie. It can be a stupid Christmas movie. But and Professor Brainy Specs agrees with Yvette. Wow, a lot of people hate Kevin McAllister. Huh. Moxley fans is Bird. Yes, I agree with you. Home Alone is a Christmas movie, 1000%. And I like Die Hard. It got the father from Family Matters in it. That's right. That's right. Professor Brainy Specs is Bird. Too much sodium in your diet. Must be. Must be. Dr. Alex says Life of Brian, best Christmas movie ever. I don't know about that one, Doctor. Yvette says, I apply logic. If there's Christmas tree in it, it's a Christmas movie. End of discussion. And Joe Biden with a $1.49 donation says, I've been looking into Cinnabon. My best friend librarian Jeff warned me about Cinnabon. Cinnabon, you are a nutcase. Hail Kuroga. Wow. Professor. I mean, Joe Biden. Joe Biden says hailing Kuroga. I don't know if I should be happy or scared. John DeMarco says the birth of Jesus and Christmas are two separate things. That is true. I think everybody can agree on that. Even people who don't know what a fucking omelet are would agree on that, I would suspect. Richie Poole says, can I have an omelet with scrambled eggs sprinkled on top? Yes, you can. Mike Richards says, hand-tossed eggs. Yvette says, bird scrambled omelet. Now I'm twitching. Bird scrambled omelet. B-I-T-D. Bit scrambled omelet. Now I'm twitching. Mr. Londell says, so freaking tired of the damn egg debate. Just eat the damn things. That's true. They are fucking delicious. Professor Brainy Speck says, Miss Lundell, at least someone is making sense. Dr. Alex is not sure we should rely on McDonald's as the arbiters of food. Well, you know, they seem to have a pretty good idea of what they're doing. Moira Kitty is in the house. Meow, Moira. Meow. Listen to some Moira streams in the middle of the night this past week. Good stuff. Yvette says, now I want McDonald's. That's what they pay me for. They do pay me, right? Mom will pray. Does McDonald's pay me? No? Shit. LDG is lolling. Jedi Bills is Kapla, Brother Warrior, Bird of Prey. All hail Kuroga. Thank you, Jedi Bill. John Araki says, God struck down Bruce Willis's ability to speak in penance for his error. Moira agrees with John. 54.5 Axis Radio says the great egg civil war of 2022 rages on. Well, what's that? What is it, movie or book where the war is over what side you crack an egg on? It literally seemed like that. we're fighting over what side we crack an egg on. John Araki says Salty Thing Scrooge is a Hanukkah movie. That's it. Professor Brainy Specs says the random menace, most actors are wrong more often than they are right. Professional pretenders, says Dr. Alex. Miss Lundell says the average person today is just stupid. Just because a movie happens to be around Christmas doesn't make it a Christmas movie. Torah takes place during Christmas time. Ms. Lundell says, why isn't it a Christmas movie? I don't know. Maybe it is. John Araki says, if you shake an egg before you hard-boiled it, does it become a scrambled egg? No. Cinnabon says it is. And Cinnabon says, I wished my family away on Arbor Day. Mr. Lundell says, why isn't Battle of the Bulge, which takes place during Christmas time, a Christmas movie? Pop Culture Curator says, hello there. Hello, Pop Culture. Pop Culture says, goodbye, Bird. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Moira Kitty says, a movie can be considered a Christmas movie, depending on how much Christmas decoration, Christmas music, and Christmas plays into the story. I would agree that all goes into it. There's decorations, there's Christmas music in Die Hard. That all adds up. Richie Poole says Star Trek TOS Dagger of the Mind is a Christmas episode. I don't know about that. Cinnabon says Star Wars is a Christmas movie. I don't know about that. Sewers are a luxury, Cinnabon says. In his city, apparently they were. Richie Poole says, what is a garbage dump? A landfill. A landfill, Richie. John Araki says, what was the father in Home Alone's job? That dude is freaking crypto rich. The Home Alone, if it was made today, they would be the 1%. Okay, people would be on the side of the robbers. We would all be like, good, let them all be robbed and redistribute that wealth. Redistribute that wealth. They're all too rich. They're too rich, and even me. I was like, what the hell does this guy do? What's he, the CFO of Enron? How the hell do you get a house that big? Where is there a neighborhood of houses that big but that close together? That's true. I was rooting for Joe Pesci. I was rooting for Joe Pesci. Richie Poole says he thinks Professor Brainy Specs was referring to me, meaning Bird. I think he meant Joe, meaning President Biden. Bob Culture Curator can't read the chat. He's driving. No problem. John Araki says Hunter Biden and Andy Dick need to hang out sometime. Cinnabon says, wow, you have Joe Biden on the library side. No wonder they are obsolete and fire hazards. Stan Lee says, should an omelet be mixed with milk, cream, or anything, or just pure egg? Honestly, I would mix the egg the same way as I would for a scrambled egg. A little milk. Our Mama Praise recipe is a little milk for both scrambled eggs and omelets. The difference is you beat the egg before you cook it, but the difference is on an omelet, it's flat and you turn it over, lower heat. She covers it actually, let it cook, then turn it over, fold it over, and let it cook, and then turn it. Yes, lower heat so it doesn't brown. Whereas scrambled egg, you're constantly moving it. A higher heat, yes. Jedi Bill says, hey Bird, have you seen the new Christmas story? Christmas. Apparently not. I didn't know there was a new Christmas story, Christmas. Professor says, Bird of Prey, I think someone is impersonating the president. I don't even know the president. Uh-huh. Professor says, Cinnabon, delusions you have, meds you must take. Are you pushing medications now, Professor Brainy Specs? As a librarian, are you able to give medication? Is that something librarians now possess? John Araki says, does bop.com have an affiliate link where we can order some scrambled eggs? Actually, it does. It has a link for DoorDash and I think some other food ordering websites where you could order scrambled eggs or any type of eggs from your local restaurants. Cinnabon Bunny says, using the power of the federal government to rig trivia games, shaking his head. The Random Menace is scrambled eggs are made with milk slowly. Omelet is pure egg, and you can do it with veggies, ham, mushroom. You can go either way. John Araki says crepes are pancakes. Cinnabon says, in fact, I've never seen the professor and Biden in the same place together. Suspicious. And Professor Brainy Specs says he's never seen Cinnabon and Biden in the same place together. Even more suspicious. Jeez. Cinnabon says Star Wars is filled with red and green lasers. Christmas. Wow. Professor is calling Cinnabon delusional. Stanley says, and taking the entire extended family to France for like a month. Yeah, crazy. John DeMongo says, none of these, and they were in first class. And don't forget, they were in first class. Not the whole family, just the parents. Which was, kind of like a fuck you to everybody in Coach. You gotta deal with my asshole kids. We're gonna be here in first place. Speaking of people dealing with kids in Coach today, if you are listening to this stream while you're on Alaskan Air jet from San Francisco to Newark, New Jersey, get up and look for Sis O'Prey and Nephew O'Prey. Nephew O'Prey is giving free back massages with his feet to the back of the chair of whoever is sitting in front of him. Today only, special on Alaska Airlines. He is just going to town with his feet.
Well,
He was going to town while Mom O'Prey was watching him earlier before they took off. Sis O'Prey and Nephew O'Prey now homebound from San Francisco. And apologies to whoever is sitting in front of Nephew O'Prey.
Diana did, get his attention and all that, right?
Yeah, Sis O'Prey supposedly stopped him right away by having him hold a book. Very suspicious, Professor. Where did Sis O'Prey even get a book? I suspect a library connection. Cinnabon says, wow, Professor wants me to drive off another bridge. That's so sad. Another. Professor says, Cinnabon, I want you to get better by taking your meds. Mike Richards asked, can bunnies get rabies? Of course. Stan Lee says, steamed. I always overcook my scrambled eggs. Either end up too watery or all dried out. Oh, I'm sorry, Stan. Cinnabon says, wow, Professor, that wants me hooked on drugs. Professor's Bird of Prey, we all know a doctor has prescribed medications to help Cinnabon Bunny with his delusions. He just refuses to take those medications. Maybe he'd take them if somebody would prepare some eggs to eat them with. Stan Lee says, Mike Richards, I'm worried if I can transmit HIV. I'm just worried if they can transmit HIV. You know, eggs can't transmit HIV. Mike Richards is always use a condom. Gorilla's random thoughts is Kafla, everyone, just lurking as I piss people off on Twitter. Welcome, Gorilla. Gorilla making some great streams these days, streaming SimCity, old SimCity 3000 memories. Stanley says Mike Richards is just such a hassle putting one on. Yes, yes, it is. It keeps the HIV away though. It's like a magic. It's like from the animated series. You have a belt force field. It just it puts a major, like some type of protection field around you. It keeps the HIV away. Cinnabon says eggs are gross. Oh my God, Cinnabon. I guess you are mentally ill. Professor Brainy Specs, I have learned that arguing on Twitter is a pointless waste of time. You've only learned that now? It's arguing on the internet. It's like winning the Special Olympics. Okay, that was true in 2002 when I first saw that meme, as it is today. As it is today. John Araki says, are scrambled eggs the ground beef of eggs? No. No. Captain MKG says, Kapla Bird and everyone in chat, Kapla Captain MKG. Captain MKG has a whole bunch of games scheduled this week. Go check them out. He's got morning streams. Today was Surviving Mars. We've got, he's got Risk scheduled for Friday. He's got Civilization at some point. I don't know if he's got City Skylines coming up again. All types of stuff. Forza Jersey says, Kapla World, Kapla Forza. Good to see you. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, no mama for a tail. Make for unhappy gorilla. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe, you know, she could always change her mind. It's been known to happen, but I can't make any promises. So let's go check the web browser, because I think we got some things I want to talk about. Well, obviously it's November 28th. It is Cyber Monday. It's National French Toast Day. Speaking of eggs, that's where you dip your toast in eggs and then cook your toast and you get French toast. Now, do you dip your toast in an omelet or scrambled eggs? Guess what? It doesn't matter. They're the same egg. Until you cook them, they're the same egg. It's Albania Independence Day. I guess Albania still independent. I don't know after how long, but good for them. It's Chatham Islands Anniversary Day. That's the anniversary of them realizing they were living on an island. It's Mauritania Independence Day. This is where people just make up words and then say independence after it. National Allen Day, because nobody likes Allens. No, I'm kidding. It's National Brand Day. If you're an entrepreneur, this is the day to celebrate your brand. Oh, it's the day to celebrate the Karogan brand or Bird brand, Bird will Pray 5. It's National Coal Day. No, not COAL. That's every day. It's COLE. What a terrible name. National Madison Day. Gender is not an obstacle when you plan to name your child Madison. You know what? I like it. I like it. National Patrick Day. Now that is a bit more gender specific. National Sovereignty Day in Argentina. Argentina? Yes. Yes, there is. Argentina is a country. Good. Good for them. They seem to be quite the attractive bunch. And it's also, dun dun dun, National Red Planet Day. We recognize the planet which has captivated human observers for countless years. Mars. Mars. A little too small to be a real planet. Okay. We all saw Total Recall. Unfortunately, never going to happen. Never going to happen. Stanley calls it Freedom Toast. The Random Menace is Wordle time. We could do Wordle. But, well. The Travelers is Bird. Greetings, everyone. Did I miss much? Rant about some eggs. And I don't know. I wasn't early. I was on time. Another fine product from people at Birdco. So, Random Menace. Here's the thing about Wordle. The thing about Wordle is I already know the answer. So, unfortunately, we could do Wordle. I could pretend like I don't know what it is. Like I could say, oh, okay, I've got 2 letters. Uh-oh, what do I do? Let's do beef. God damn it. How is Tibet not a word? God damn it. Anyway. I forgot what it was. Son of a bitch. Oh, that's right. That's right. There it is. Yay, we got Wordle. Wordle in 3. So unfortunately, yeah, no. Not it was not an honest game. Stanley says, will there ever be a Karoga Independence Day? Kind of. Stanley says bird brain, not bird brand. Oh, did I misread it? Apologies. Cinnabon doesn't recognize red planets. That's fine. John DeMarco says that's quite a tepid round of Wordle. That was quite a tepid round of Wordle. A lukewarm round of Wordle. Professor Rainey Specs says Cinnabon, red planets don't recognize you either. And Cinnabon says good. Okay. So here's what I really wanted to look at was some of the news for today. Florida woman sues Velveeta, claiming macaroni takes longer than 3.5 minutes. So apparently, Velveeta mac and cheese cups advertise as taking only 3.5 minutes, or ready in 3.5 minutes, but it actually needs to be microwaved for 3.5 minutes. So the appropriate thing to do is apparently sue Velveeta for $5 million class action lawsuit because this Florida woman says she's being cheated when she wouldn't have bought the Velveeta if it had honestly said that it needed to be microwaved for 3.5 minutes instead of ready in 3.5 minutes. That the time it takes to pull out the cover, to put in the cheese sauce, and to stir the cheese sauce until it thickens, well, it takes at least a minute more, maybe more than that. And she was being lied to, and now she wants to sue for $5 million. And the lawyer who took it, at least he honestly at least says, yeah, he usually works on more important lawsuits like arsenic in baby food. And he realizes that this lawsuit is, quote, cheesy. But he does say, false advertising is false advertising. And you know what? I don't think it's necessarily the right thing to do, but I also admit that if they are lying, they probably should be held accountable. So I was surprised after reading the headline that for the most part, I'm in agreement. I mean, if there was a way to just say, fix and apologize and fix it, then sure. But there is no way. There's no way in modern corporate America to issue an apology or to fix what's gone wrong. The only way to fix it is to get sued. That's the only way they take things seriously. So if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Good luck. Good luck to the Florida woman suing Velveeta. And of course, it'll make Kraft a little bit more expensive for everybody. So thank you, President Biden, because he likes to take responsibility for anything that increases prices for everybody. Thank you. Stirring macaroni sounds dirty. Cinnabon suing. Gorilla wish he thought of that. Suing Velveeta. You can score an Xbox Series S for under $200 with the Cyber Monday deal. And then right underneath that, it's actually $239.99, but includes a $40 Amazon credit. So I guess we could sue IGN for false advertising by saying it's under $200 when they admit it's not. It's $40 credit. Okay? So let's all sue IGN for $5 million. Then we'll get our Xbox and $5 million. But for anyone that's interested, if you go on Amazon and put in the code Xbox during checkout, you can get a $40 Amazon credit. I don't even know what the Xbox Series S means. Is that the new generation Xbox, or is that the previous generation Xbox? I don't. For $239 plus $40 credit, a $200 system. I don't know. I don't even know. What is it? $40 digital credit for Amazon. Buy an Xbox S. It looks like it's the new one, but I'm not even sure. Anyway, I don't care. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time to even play anymore. I don't even have the time to play. Anyway, moving on. Did anybody hear this? Because I did not. Kevin Spacey books first movie after winning $40 million sexual battery lawsuit? He won his lawsuit? Kevin Spacey won the lawsuit that caused him to quote unquote get fired from House of Cards? The lawsuit that caused Netflix to destroy their first, best, most quality show? And the man beat the lawsuit? Does this mean he wasn't even guilty to begin with? Because that's what it seems like. I will never forgive Netflix for ruining House of Cards, for taking Kevin Spacey out of that fucking monument of a show that it was. Everybody was so sure he was guilty, and he fucking wins the lawsuit. He wins the lawsuit. Mama Praise says it was all set up by the Clintons because they made the Democrats look bad.
No, he's getting too close to that truth.
Oh, he was getting too close to their truth. I have a hard time believing that Bill Clinton is secretly gay. For those who haven't seen House of Cards, I mean, you're 10 years too late. So I'm not spoiling it. But Kevin Spacey was secretly gay all along in House of Cards. So, I don't think it was that close to the bill, to the Clintons. Jedi Bill says no bird. That's the older one. The new one in Xbox Series X. Oh, okay. So that's the older Xbox. The new one is the Xbox Series S, Xbox Series XI digital only. So that one doesn't have, I don't care, but thank you. So, okay, so $200 for last year for the previous model Xbox. Who the hell would buy a previous model Xbox? John DeMarco says Kuroga will not forgive or forget. Like, honestly, I listen, if he was guilty, I would get it. Now, granted, that's the problem. At the time he was fired, he wasn't guilty of anything because they were years away from prosecuting him. So he should never have been thrown off the show. He should never have been thrown off the show. Okay? He should have been allowed to finish his show. And then if he got found guilty, so be it. Yeah. But, this is the problem. You treat somebody like they're guilty. Years later, it turns out they're not. And you've fucked us all. You've already fucked us all. Mr. CCTV says Kevin Spacey sounds a lot like Bobby Darin. I still love that movie. There's so many people who were guilty of things that later went to jail. We don't go ahead and gut their movies. We don't erase them from history. Okay? This was so ridiculous. So ridiculous. You know what? He might be a monster. He might be. I'm not saying if he is or isn't. I don't know. I do know that he beat a $40 million lawsuit. So it would seem like maybe he's not. I don't know. But I tell you, I loved his movies. I loved just about everything he was in. I'm fucking annoyed that they ruined House of Cards because of it. So annoyed. Oh my fucking God. Speaking of that, the World Health Organization, WHO, renames monkeypox as Mpox. Yes, the World Health Organization announced Monday that Mpox is now the preferred name for monkeypox. It's the preferred name. So monkeypox, a fucking virus, now has a preferred name. The virus has a preferred name. Did they ask the virus? Did they say, excuse me, Mr. Monkeypox, do you have a preferred name or pronoun? And the virus is like, yes, sir, I do. I prefer to be called Mpox. Like he's starting a rap career. Mpox. I'm not Monkeypox no more. Just call me Mpox. And he turns his hat around and does that little fucking, flash a couple of gang signs. Yeah, Mpox. Monkeypox is no more. Mpox has begun. The Biden administration, of course, said they welcome the change, and the U.S. will use the new Mpox name from this point forward. Oh, thank you, President Biden. Thank you for answering for me. Thank you for making that decision. The entire United States is going to use the Mpox name from this point forward. Monkeypox, God damn it, are you not part of the United States? CNN Health? Monkeypox was named in 1970, more than a decade after the virus that causes the disease was discovered in captive monkeys. The organization said, but monkeypox probably didn't start in monkeys. Its origin is still unknown. And the virus can be found in other kinds of animals. So they have no proof that it didn't start in monkeys. It was found in monkeys. It was named after the monkeys it was found in. But the science isn't settled. So, of course, we will rename monkeypox to Mpox. But what's the M stand for? Monkey. If you're afraid of fucking calling it monkeypox because it's racist, which is what they say in another paragraph, then how about you call it any other letter except M? Call it Npox. Well, what's the N stand for? Oh, shit. Actually, maybe N is a bad letter. Maybe we should go, I don't know, T. T-pox. What's the T stand for? Stand for anything. Tree. It's tree pox. Who knows? Scientists and experts. Scientists and experts. Who are these other experts? Experts at what? Have pushed since the start of the recent outbreak to change the name to avoid discrimination and stigma that could steer people away from testing and vaccination. Oh yeah, I don't want to get tested for that monkeypox because shit has got the word monkey in it. I guess I'll just have to take my chances that these boiling bulges that are destroying my skin and causing me incredible pain, that can't be monkeypox. That's just got to be something bad I ate. Anyway, it could steer people away from testing and vaccination. The stigma has been an ongoing concern as the outbreak has largely affected men who have slept with men. In the United States, Black and Hispanic people have been disproportionately affected. Data from the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention show. So, what is changing the name going to do? The name is racist? We must do all we can to break down barriers to public health and reducing stigma associated with disease is one critical step in our work to end Mpox. The United States Department of Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra said in a statement. This summer, New York City Health Commissioner Dr. Ashwin Vasan sent a letter, which is underlined, to WHO to urge it to act quickly on a new name, saying there's growing concern for potentially devastating and stigmatizing effects that the messaging around the monkeypox virus can have on those already vulnerable communities. In August, WHO encouraged people to propose new names for monkeypox by submitting suggestions to its website. How did I miss that? How did we miss it? In August, they suggested people submit new names to their website. We could have been submitting names. We could have come up with something better than Mpox. We could have called it the Ferengi flu. We could have called it Vulcan fever. We could have called it the Klingon measles. We could have called it any fucking thing we wanted, and nobody knew. Nobody knew. Son of a bitch. I could have called it Salty Pox. I would have, you know what? Maybe there's still time. Maybe there's still time to call it Salty Pox. WHO said Monday the consultation process included experts from medical, scientific, classification, and statistic advisory committees, which constituted of representatives from government authorities of 45 different countries. 45 different countries. Authorities from 45 different countries, and the best they could do was change monkeypox to Mpox. The issue of the use of the new name in different languages was extensively discussed. The preferred term Mpox can be used in other languages. Holy shit. Well, isn't that just wonderful? If they had said anything other than that, we wouldn't have been able to use it. WHO said Monday monkeypox will remain searchable in the International Classification of Diseases in order to allow access to historic information, and 1 year period when both will be used allows times for publications and communications to be updated. So far, more than 81,000 monkeypox cases in 110 cases. What? So far, more than 81,000 monkeypox cases in 110 cases have been reported to WHO in the recent outbreak. WHO says the global risk remains moderate, and outside of countries in West and Central Africa, the outbreak continues to primarily affect men who have sex with men. So if you grew up around other men, you might want to double check things. Hey, Midnight's Edge After Dark is in the chat. Kapla, Tom. Hope you're doing well. Professor Brainy Speck says call it the Korogan pox. Fuck you, Professor. Maybe we'll call it library pox. That's what I think. You know what? Do I hear anybody else vote to call it library pox? I think that's our new. I think that's new. That's the new name, the library pox. Yep, Thomas got it. Thomas Pot. Oh, disco. John DeMarco, disco pox, STD pox, Burnham pox, the Burnham pox. That's it. Can't go out today. The Burnham pox. They're bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tom. I don't think the gay flu is on the table. Book lung stage 2, Cinnabon. Oh, geez. Midnight Says was not a bigger deal. It took 45 in the first place. Yeah. Mr. CCTV says, so no real change except references where PhDs all gasp at the word monkey, basically. Professor says, wow, you're being brutal. I'm sorry, Professor, but library pox is a very serious thing. And, it would probably, not only would it make the people who have library pox feel better about themselves, it would probably also help that the fact that, Black and Hispanic communities are traditionally underserved by libraries. This could, solve two problems at once. Mr. CCTV says libraries don't get enough folks as it is. You're such a librarian. Yeah. Yeah, that is a lot of effing. 81,000. 81,000. Oh my God. Fucking. This is where we've come. It's 2022 and we have to rename a disease because I'm not even sure. Because what, people are mad that it's named after a monkey? What about smallpox? What about chicken pox? Chicken pox still exists. Chicken pox existed for hundreds of years. Did kids get mad? Did we have to change the name of chicken pox because it made people feel weird to have a disease named after a chicken? No. No, it didn't. It didn't. Why is chicken pox okay, but monkey pox is not?
All the cowards in the world should
All the cowards, yeah.
get together.
Get together. Are you calling me chicken? That's right. That's right. What's his face? Michael J. Fox? Marty McFly? You calling me chicken? No, Marty, we're not calling you chicken. He's like, that's right. I'll sue you if you call me chicken. It makes me feel bad. But you have chicken pox, sir. No, I don't. I don't F no chickens. Well, then what do you want us to call it? Call it monkey pox. Is that better? Well, she was a very attractive monkey. Okay. Professor says I'm being very slanderous. I'm being reported to the YouTube police. Stop sticking. See, this is the thing. We all know. I don't know if we all know, but I mean, when I was taught, where did AIDS come from? Like, AIDS was originally a Simian disease. What the fuck's a Simian disease? A monkey, a cinnamon, whatever the fuck it's called. Simian disease. What's fuck Simian? I mean, they said it's a monkey. So you're saying, so monkeys have AIDS. Yeah. But in monkeys, it's not a deadly disease. Right. So monkeys had AIDS. And then somehow humans who live near monkeys started getting AIDS. Yeah. But in humans, it's deadly. In monkeys, it's not deadly. So what did you think? I mean, you know AIDS is spread through sex, and you're like, well, shit, I guess somebody slept with a monkey and got AIDS. I mean, honestly, that's what you believe. I mean, that's what you're basically taught this. I was. So then when I found out, they're like, oh no, no. They're like, absolutely not. Absolutely, that didn't happen. I'm like, oh, absolutely didn't happen. Oh, okay. So what did happen? They're like, well, we don't know for sure, but more than likely, it wasn't somebody sleeping with a monkey. It was somebody eating a monkey. But they don't know. They don't know. So it's like, well, why do you say that then? It's like, well, because eating of bush meat, as they call it, is a very common thing in Africa. So by their logic, it was more likely somebody got monkey blood into an open wound while preparing a monkey to be eaten rather than actually attempting to sleep with a monkey, because apparently, and I guess, granted, an actual monkey in good physical condition, you can't force yourself on something like that. It's Jesus Christ. Yeah, you probably would die.
Still listening to you?
Apparently, there's still 26 people listening, I'm afraid. Yeah. So, yeah, the original monkeypox, the OG monkeypox. Professor says, I see an accidental minus 5,000 points coming soon. Deej says, Biff said it. Mr. CCTV says, I got chicken pox back when I was 8. I'm pretty sure I didn't know you could stick your wang in a chicken. I'm just saying, we're not sure how monkeys gave humans AIDS. We're not sure. It could have been a drunk monkey and a drunk human. Maybe not so drunk. Who knows? I'm just saying, if you don't sleep with monkeys, you probably won't get AIDS or monkeypox. Just my guess. Just my guess. Dean says he could have slept with it, then ate it. Oh, you're making Mama Frey very sick. Mr. Lundell says that bushmeat is blamed for Ebola, not AIDS. No, Mr. Lundell, I swear you not. They told me bushmeat for AIDS. That's what they said. That's what they said. The Traveler says, I'm here just driving. Well, drive safely, Traveler. The Deeds is lolling at Mama Frey. That's God's way of saying, don't stick your dick in that. There's Midnight's Edge. Yeah, Deeds says, yeah, for crying out loud, there is quicksand. Don't need an animal. Anyway, what else? Oh, poor Elihu. Nothing to do with monkeypox. Poor Elihu just came home from Hawaii. Just got home from Hawaii, and Hawaii's Mauna Loa volcano started erupting yesterday. He missed it by like 3 days. Had he been in Hawaii a few days longer, he could have seen the actual volcano erupting. Poor Elihu. He should go back to Hawaii to see that, see the volcano. What do we got? I honestly don't even understand what zero COVID means in China. And I'm not even, I'm too tired to look it up. I don't care. What is a zero COVID protest?
When you have
White House reveals Christmas decorations with "We the People" theme. They've been watching, Moxley. They've been watching. The White House is stealing my theme. We the People.
gee, wait,
I got it from Star Trek.
oh,
I got it from the Omega Glory, Star Trek, the original series, the Omega Glory.
uh,
Captain Kirk finds Americans on a distant planet being imprisoned by Chinese.
Chinese.
Yeah, by the Chinese.
Oh, you got to change the name. I have something
Very
to say.
problematic. Oh, Mama Frey has something to say.
It's not a real tale. I
Not a
mean, it's
tale.
what just happened.
Oh, okay.
I've been standing over there cleaning out the refrigerator because something was causing an odor and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I moved a couple of containers and lo and behold, what did I find in a plastic baggie? That Spam I opened and put your candle in on your birthday.
Why would you keep the
Oh,
Spam?
no, I put it in a plastic bag. I was going to toss it. And somehow, when I was putting things away, it wound up in the refrigerator. Oh, God.
Revenge of the Spam.
They got to me. Now, it got me to finish cleaning out the refrigerator. So, there's the Spam story. Now, that is not the old Spam.
That's not the old Spam.
I
That
have
was
lost-
new Spam.
Yeah, it was new Spam. Now it's going out into the garbage.
Yeah.
Too much.
Poor Sassy.
No, she can't have it. It's too much stuff in it.
Mike Richards is Deej. It wouldn't help unless Elihu was a virgin. Oh yeah, we're not saying we should throw Elihu into the volcano. We just thought he'd like to see it erupt. Deej says it means they're tired of lockdowns because there'll never be zero COVID. And China keeps welding people in their apartments. Well, don't they have to go to work? Green Spam is the same as orange Spam. So we the people, this is the White House Christmas decorations. Isn't that the dog that keeps biting the Secret Service agent? Yeah, let's make a big statue of the dog keeping all the Secret Service agents from having a safe holiday. Okay. Whistleblowers. Oxford schools ignored threat policy on Ethan Crumbly or whatever. Star Trek Picard Season 3 is much more than a Next Generation reunion. Anyway. Yellowstone fans making demands after Luke Grimes confirms shocking IG News. Whatever. Okay, well, let's head over to Dear Bob, since I have a feeling This YouTube might be coming down on this channel. We better help people while we can. Honesty in advertising equal we the sheeple, says Mr. CCTV. Deej says it was Bird. They had it stuffed and mounted. They didn't stuff their dog, Deej. Dear Bob, good sir, I hear you are a great leader of a small country named Karoga. I too am the leader of a military state called Zanzibar land. I have brought in many war orphans and trained they in the art of war, giving these young ones the skills needed to survive on the battlefields of the world. You see, we are no real nation. We have no philosophy, no ideology. We go where we're needed, fighting not for country, not for government, but for ourselves. We need no reason to fight. We fight because we are paid. We will be the deterrent for those with no other recourse. We are soldiers without borders. Our purpose is defined by the era we live in. We are outer haven. I can send my men to fight for you with complete loyalty to the end in exchange for a modest fee and allow you to bring in the orphans from the combat. I can also teach your orphans how to survive on the battlefield, fueling the next generation with soldiers to fight the battles of tomorrow. Tell me if you need my services. Sincerely, Ishmael Saladin, aka Vic Boss. Mike Richards is bam, bam, YouTube police, open up. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the reason Pluto isn't a planet, says Mr. CCTV. Okay, Vic Boss, I appreciate your offer, but Karoga is a strong and proud nation, and we don't need to bring in some I don't know, how do I say this without being insulting? Paid thugs from some two-bit nation to fight for us. Okay, we're perfectly capable of fighting our own battles. Good day, sir. And stay far from Karoga. Dear Bob, hopefully you can help me out. Lately, I've been having a real hard time with a friend of mine. I see the way he treats his girlfriend, and I'm not sure if I should say something about it. It honestly makes me physically uncomfortable. I just genuinely feel awful for her. I know these situations can be tricky. I'm just not sure if it's my business or if I should look the other way. So here goes. My friend always lets his girl drive the car when they are together, and she is so horrible. My gut tells me he is ever closer. My gut tells me is ever closet homosexual, or he is forcing her to be his private chauffeur, neither of which are in line with my dominant Karogan energy. It just doesn't feel right, spelled incorrectly. Is it okay to be in a relationship where you let your woman drive? I know some women don't have a man to drive for them, and that's another sad thing, but not what I'm talking about. Also, hypothetically, my buddy bats for the other team, or he's a male feminist or whatever. How long should I give it before I let her run shotgun with outside boss? Dear Bob, John Hotbody. Okay, well, You are correct. The man in the relationship should drive most of the time. That said,
Woman will turn down the wrong way on you.
well, that was only Mama Frey who turned down the wrong way street. No. But if you like, let's say the woman is into something you're into, like say, I don't know, Jeeps. Well, then she probably wants to drive her Jeep as much as you want to drive your Jeep. So then you have a problem. You either have to drive 2 separate Jeeps everywhere you go, which is less than ideal because you might not have a lot of time spending with her. So you either have to grin and bear it and occasionally get in her Jeep while she drives. Although whenever you go any place of, actual long distance, you still drive because you are a fucking man after all. And you insist upon it. Okay. But if you're within, say, Long Island and she wants to drive, to TGI Fridays, sure, you can get in her Jeep. But if you're driving, say, from Long Island to the Adirondacks, then you would drive in your Jeep. That's just the way it works. Let's see. What else did he say? He lets her drive. If he's letting her drive, is it because does she want to drive? I guess is the question. If he asks her to drive, then he has no standing. Okay. If he asks her to drive because he doesn't want to drive, then he's basically not a man. Okay. And he doesn't have any standing. God himself would say that this marriage, if they were married, it would be annulled. It would be annulled. So there's no worry there. Now, if she's the one who wants to drive, then you got to give some credit. You got to give some credit. But yeah, I'll be honest. You're Karogan. I get it. You don't want to see women taken advantage of. You don't want to see women driving. You don't want to see women, doing things that, that women are good at some things. They're better at some things than men. And that's probably, what's the type of things that they should do. It's better for me. It's better for us. It's better for them. And it's better for the whales. Deed says it means they're tired of lockdowns. Oh, yeah, we read that. Professor the Bird of Prey, the YouTube police, we read that. The beard counts. Let him have his beard. Oh, nobody is saying take away a beard. John Araki says her Jeep is nice with the top off. No, not all Jeeps have removable tops. Stanley says even though most men are better drivers when drunk. Listen, it's by. I know there's a lot of women who claim to be the better drivers, but I think we all know that women get off when police pull somebody over. The man always gets a ticket. The women, 9 out of 10 times, they get away with a warning, especially if they flash their eyes and they're very respectful and they're showing respect to the police officer. It makes their day, and the police officer leaves and is all happy he got to talk to a pretty girl. Whereas if it's a dude, he doesn't want to even look at you. He's like, just fuck you. Give me your license and registration. But officer, I've got a fucking arrow coming through my neck. I need to get to the hospital. Yeah, once I write you the ticket, you can go on your way to the hospital. Meanwhile, a girl is like, I'm sorry, officer. The officer comes, did you know you were doing 132 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone? And the girl with her fucking blouse flopping out the window. And she's like, I'm sorry, officer. I'm new in town. Oh, it's okay, lady. Just don't let it happen again. So then we get the fucking stats that say, well, women get much less tickets than men. So clearly women are better drivers. Fuck you. There's women police officers now. 20, 30 years ago, not as much. Dear Bop, Rip, Irene Cara. Irene Cara has died at age 63. Fame and Flashdance singer. Irene Cara has died. Well, sorry to hear that, but I'll be completely honest. I have no idea who she is. Dear Bop, opinions on this. Chuck Lorre Productions Vanity Card at the end of Big Bang Theory, end credits, card number 567. Oh, he noted anti-Republican Chuck Lorre. Oh, a good Harvey. Aw, a little puppy doggy with a costume on. Okay. Chuck Lorre, that one. That one's okay. Dear Bob, has anything ever made you shit your pants before? If that means has anything ever made me shit my pants before, yes. Yes, I mean, like, usually it was stomach flu, but it's something. I mean, has it happened? Yes, it's happened. Do I like to talk about it? Not particularly. Will I talk about it? Sure, since you asked. Okay. I'm not talking about, listen, since I got sick and stuck in a hospital bed, okay, all bets are off. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about when I was walking, when I could still, had a life. The last time it happened, I was the summer between high school and college, but I was at the college staying overnight for freshman orientation. So they have everybody, even though I wasn't going to live on the college campus, they make all the incoming freshmen stay for 2 nights or 3 nights on campus because they try to basically sell you on living on campus. Now, even if you weren't intending to live on campus, even if you're within driving distance, they still want you to come on. They put you in the nicest building, one you'll never get in as a freshman, mind you. But they put you up in the nicest building. They make you go to a party at their own on-campus nightclub. They basically want you to be debaucherous. They put the men and the women all together in the same building. They basically shoot condoms at you like, hey, have fun. Your parents aren't here. You're going to really want to live on campus. Wink, wink. Well, let me tell you, my stomach was not doing so good. And the day we were leaving, the day we were getting ready to leave, we woke up and my stomach was making noises, making sounds I had not heard in many, many years. And granted, I'm in a dorm building with people I don't know. I've only, you know, for the last 2 days, I got to know them, but before that, I didn't know them. These were like literally my first college friends. I mean, granted, none of them were ever friends later. I never went back and found any of them, but these were like supposed to be your first college friends. And uh, I we we were in a room where there were 2 people sharing a room, and then a bathroom which was shared by 2 rooms. So 4 people shared the bathroom. And I was the last person to check out because I was on the toilet all fucking morning. And I had to check out by a certain time. So I didn't know what to do. I put my pants on. I got ready to get up and to leave. And bleh, I went more. I was mortified. Dad O'Prey, I believe, was coming to pick me up. He was probably already in the parking lot. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I went back in the bathroom. I had to throw out my underwear. The only place I could put it was in the fucking garbage can. Stunk tremendously. Threw all the toilet paper I could find around it, over it, tried to like absorb that shit. I could tell the odor from the bathroom would kill small children. But then I was like, I hope that's it, because there's nothing else left between my ass and the pants I was wearing. A long time I went underwearless, but it was all I could do. So I go out, I go to leave, and they're like, "Oh, you're the last one to check out from that room?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, "Oh, well, come back up with me. We've got to do a room check." I was like, "A what check?" Like, "Yeah, you're the last one. We've got to do a room check. Make sure everything's okay." I was doubly mortified. I was like, I didn't even stay in that room. I was like, I stayed in a different room. And they're like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's the one you're signed for." We opened the door and that odor hit the other person. And I guess they realized why I was so against doing this. And they didn't want to walk in the door. They just looked over. They're like, yeah, everything looks to be okay here. And they signed the paper, and I just got out of there. And I never ever looked up those people again. Started with new friends, and never happened. It didn't, knock wood. I don't know, somebody on Dear Bob who asked me that question. I don't know. They're secret Dear Bobs. Anyway, that happened, and it was awful. It was awful. I honestly thought like my college career was over before it started. I mean, it made the fact that when I landed in San Diego years later and vomited outside the airport into a bush and had to wipe my face off with leaves from a bush before I got on the bus to take me to the rental car location. It made that super easy. Like, I didn't even care that I was covered in vomit. I was also covered in vomit in Barbados. We were there in Barbados with a knight. He was served. He was knighted by the British government. He ran the rum factory, and he took us to this nicest restaurant on the fucking island in his brand new Mercedes. And I was sick. I was sick to my stomach going there because they're driving on the wrong side of the road. And I was sick once I got to the place. And then, is there a bathroom? And like, yeah, the bathroom's outside. And outside, it's like a fucking rainforest. It's 99 degrees. There's no air conditioning in the bathroom. There's fucking iguanas and spiders and shit everywhere. And I am bleh, bleh, bleh. And I was in a dress shirt, dress pants, and the vomit just went right down my shirt. And I was nothing I could do about it. I had some paper towels and some water, but I came in with a soaking shirt. They were looking at me a little funny. Are you okay? I had ordered room service from the hotel before we left because I didn't think I was going to find anything to eat. And I figured, well, at least I'd have a burger. And I was like, you can't fuck up a hamburger. Oh, the hotel did. The hotel did. And they all came up.
Yeah, I guess now's not the right time to ask you what you'd like to
What do we want for dinner? Yeah, I don't know. They were tidy whities. They were. I started wearing boxers soon after, but at the time they were tidy whities. I mean, that was when I started buying my own underwear. I went to boxers. When I started living on my own, I went to boxers. When I was living at home, it was Mama Frey would buy underwear.
All you had to do was say you wanted boxers.
I didn't even realize boxers were a thing. I thought it was just something they had on TV. Mr. CCTV says, we always said that was going commando. Yes. Yeah, going commando. Stanley's a bird, assuming you don't get the deposit back on that one. There wasn't a deposit, which, was good. John Araki says, brand underwear are now available on Teespring. Actually, yes, Bird of Prey brand underwear are available. Skid mark o' prey. Wow. It was a lot more than a skid mark, Deej. It was a fucking slow bump. Dear Bop, Dan Ben here. Favorite Star Trek ship is a Klingon battle cruiser. Is that the correct way, or should it be battle cruiser, all be one word? I think battle cruiser is one word. No, two words. Two words. But I would wonder, is that the blue one from TNG? That Cavort class battle cruiser? Or a bird of prey? John Araki says, question for Mamo Prey. What's your secret for keeping birds' whites their whitest when you do the wash? Well, I don't wear Clorox bleach.
Whites on the towel.
But yeah, my whites are towels and hospital gowns and stuff. Washcloths. Yeah, these days. Dear Bob, Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, and a YouTube link to something I probably can't play. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he says. He doesn't make the decision if it's a Christmas movie. Dear Bob, who started the scrambled egg omelet debate so he can go protest BLM style? LDG. LDG. Mr. CCTV says shaving cream, be nice and clean, shave every day, and you'll always look clean. John Araki says, question for the day from Mop. Oh, I read that. That was the one I just read. Dear Bob, the older I get, the more I wonder what Kevin's dad did for a living to afford a trip to Paris for 14 people and have a house that nice. I'm telling you, he worked for Enron and he was just stealing money. He's literally like the most evil person in the world. I have no doubt that if they did a return to Home Alone, where Kevin McAllister is all grown up, he'd be talking about how his dad went to prison with Bernie Madoff. Dear Bob, no questions, no help needed. Just wishing you a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Halloween, happy stuff, too bad, doggy at the White House, and Mount Him Day. Happy breast awareness with homemade squeeze checkings. Get 'em, Uncle Paulie. My butt's been wiped. Senator Joe Biden. Thank you, Mr. Biden. Let's go, Brandon. Kevin's dad was in the mob, says John Araki. Probably was. Probably was. Oh my God. Yeah, I was not expecting to recall my awful college poop story.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, Mama Pray, you want to make a suggestion?
Yeah, I
You got to come closer if you want them to hear.
okay. At the beginning of your stream, when you put up hashtags with like different things.
Yeah, Cyber Monday.
Okay, whatever. Add weight loss, appetite suppressant, because after this stream, I was hungry when you started. I don't even want to look at food for the next 24 hours now. But if I was trying to lose weight, that would be a great thing. So there's a way you could put this to work for you. On that note, I'm going outside with Sax.
Thank you, Mama Pray.
You're welcome.
John Araki says the wet bandits are greater than the sticky bandits. And Stanley says, wow, people really getting advice from Bird of Prey. Of course they're really getting advice. It's Dear Bob. It's a cornerstone of bed life. Deej says he's still hungry.
Oh, how could he be?
Yeah, he's still hungry, I guess. Anyway, guys, I think I've shared enough for today. Thank you all for hanging out. I will see you guys this week. I hope and I feel better. In all honesty, I have not slept well in many days, and while I did a 14-day course of antibiotic, and I do think it definitely helped cure some of my issues, there's some other problem that's clearly not yet dealt with, and I don't know what I got to do to get it. So yeah, I'll be around. I don't know how much energy I'll have, but I'll be around. Thank you all for hanging out, and I'll see you around. The Traveler says, I'm still hungry, but scared to eat now. Mike Richards' weirdest live stream. ever. Mr. CCTV says, Dear Vop, no price, just listen. John Araki says, who the hell turtled the doves? Farewell from Columbus, Ohio, Mike Richards. Kapla, Random Menace, Kapla, Stan Lee. John Araki says, Bird needs a new ventilator. I hope not. I hope not. It worked well for like 2 or 3 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks. I had like one good week. I had 1 or 2 good weeks, maybe 1 good week. And then it all went to hell. It all went to hell again. Anyway, guys, Kapla all, Bird out. Happy Cyber Monday. I was going to talk about spin the bottle today, but maybe if anybody reminds me, I'll talk about it on Friday. I got cheated.